Everyone, my name is Jess and today I'm going to talk with you what is a typical career progression in sales. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. It would help me out a lot, and you'll be reminded that every single Monday I do post new content. Okay, so you are either brand new to sales, you've been in sales a long time, and you're like, oh my goodness, is this it? What's next? And maybe you're not content, and maybe you're wondering, what does that career path look like, and what should I look to achieve for the next couple of years? Now, not every path looks like this. A typical one can look like this, but again, many people branch after sales. They go to marketing, they go to finance, they can go to operations. This is not just the one and only path. I just want to give you an idea. If you are looking to climb that corporate ladder and grow into those sales roles one day, again, please do not rush. There's no rush to any of these, but I just want you to be aware of what that progression looks like. So number one, you're a sales rep, you're a sales associate, you're brand new into sales, usually start into a junior role. You're either a sales development rep or again, just a small business sales rep, pounding those phones, calling those customers. Usually it's a lot harder in those roles to start out because you are really trying to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, constantly calling, constantly dealing with rejection. At least you should stay at least in some sort of role like this for 2 years, in my opinion. I think so many people are quick to try to climb that corporate ladder and they don't realize if they try too quickly, they're missing out on those skills that you do learn in those roles. And that is why this progression is so important. Now, number two would be typically an account manager role. So now you have a set territory with set customers that are consistently buying, and you are trying to grow that portfolio and get them to buy either new products that your company is selling or just maintain their current buying base, right? You don't want it to decrease, you always want it to increase. So typically some people will stop at account management. They really like that one-to-one interaction with the customers. They build a great bond with the customers. Customers like them, they like them. And it's really a great role, especially if you are a family and you want more stability and you don't want to be traveling all the time. This is a great place to stop. But if you want to continue to grow your sales knowledge, account executive would be a great next step. Now, an account executive or an account sales executive, whatever the words are that your organization uses, is on the road very often, right? You are the face of the company. You need to go out and visit, and you are really the main person that is responsible for that account, right? A lot of the responsibility is going to land on you, especially if you're at large tech organizations where an account executive is typically partnered with an account manager. If you want to know more about account executives, I'm happy to even pull in one of my regional sales directors that I work with, and they can give you more of an insight of what an account executive does day to day. It's a great job. You really get to own the full experience for the customer. Typically in tech roles, especially hardware and software, you get to work on projects longer term, right? Sometimes these projects could be 2 to 3 years out, and it's really your job to nurture that relationship and then build new relationships, especially with the C-level executives at the customer side. Now, after account executive, typically people like to go into management. So in your current account executive or account manager role, depending on if you want to do inside or outside, you should become the team lead. You should naturally progress to that leader of everyone goes to you for advice or help on closing a deal. You should be that one go-to person. And really the company will just see you as a sales leader, and you will grow into that role one day when it does become available. So sales manager after account executive, you can either do inside sales or you could be a regional sales director, is that natural progression to the next step. Now, after you have done the RSD type role, regional sales, you can either do a national role, you could go into a VP of sales role, depending on which organization you work on. There are many different VPs of sales, right? If it's a large organization, it could be VP of small business, it could be VP of medium business, it could be VP of enterprise, commercial. It depends on your organization. Some organizations will only have one VP of sales, and if you look at Dell, they have a lot. There is a lot of VP of sales jobs at Dell. Maybe not as much as account manager, but compared to medium-sized organizations, Dell, HP, Microsoft, IBM, they will have really a lot of VP of sales. So it's not the one and only job. After VP of sales, again, typically you'll see people in this role for a very long time, same as regional sales director. It is a great job, and you don't always need to be in a rush to, climb that corporate ladder. But if you are wondering, where do you go next from VP of sales? It would be Chief Sales Officer, or CRO, a Chief Revenue Officer. Your main job is to help all the sales channels across the full organization create more sales and optimize those processes. That would be a really interesting job for a lot of people one day, especially if you like sales, but it does require you to have extensive knowledge. I wouldn't go shooting for that type of role if you only have 2 to 4 years of experience. It's really important that you don't always need to go through every single step, but take a moment to gain experience, learn something new, and just be happy with where you're at. I think that is the most important thing, is be happy with where you're at. Typically, sales roles can change very often. There's an abundance of them as well. And you never know when life is going to change and when your next role will be available. So if you like these types of videos and you're in sales or brand new to sales, and maybe I missed something, maybe sales trainer, sales enablement, feel free to comment below. I'm happy to hear where you currently are and any feedback that you have. Again, if you like this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next Monday. Take care.